Good morning. Welcome to Tyler Talks. Awesome job. Daniel's the creator on Land of Redemption. That looks really cool. Very clean site, Land of Redemption in general. Chad reached out, said he wanted to bring my videos over, or asked if he could. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you, Chad, for reaching out and then coordinating with Daniel to, I assume his name's Daniel, Daniel the creator, to getting Tyler Talks over Land of Redemption. I'm all for just spreading the good news, am I right? So this is the blue and orange deck I was talking about. It's illegal. It's at 49 cards. Um, I like where it's at from a starting point. There's still a couple more pieces I want to bring in. There's no Goshen. There's no Egypt. So I'm not really sure what I want to bring in yet, but it's at 49 cards. Uh, and we do the Choke Seed. We try to get Choke Seed with Accumulator very quick and get a big draw. And the offense is very self-sufficient. I think blue-orange works well together in general. Um, so I don't know. I just really like it. You could switch it up more and go like Gad, and you can take out, or you can keep Fallen Star in, or you could keep Gad out and have, um, or you can go Gospel Unity. Like I went with Shipwreck and Fallen Star, but you could also have Gospel Unity with Possessing Spirit. And then honestly, I don't think you need Shipwreck between Sordid Spirit and Possessing Spirit. I don't think you need Shipwreck to negate their any sort of hand protection they have. But that's just one route. There's a lot of different ways to go here. I like that this blue and orange plays very well together. I've been talking about it. And I guess Jaden's been on a version. Jeremy might have a version. There's just a lot of fun tricks you can do. So it's very strong. Just overall control in general. This isn't a strong version of the defense by any means. So you can build in more control. You can build in more battle winners. It's just whatever version you want to go to. The offense I've shown before. This is just a different variant on the deck, so I won't go too in depth. The offense is, I say, self-efficient because it's very easy to get out just one or two heroes, and they get out the rest of them. Sons of Jacob and Patriarchs in general does a great job of doing a couple bans and a couple exchanges, and boom, you have this big conglomerate of heroes that can do all sorts of things. Constantly putting pressure on the opponents on the offense. And then with the defense, you really do like having your protection with your Restless Spirit out there, your big draw, your Fallen Star. It's not great blocking. It's just not right now. You're really trying to get off a Choke Seed, put control on the defense, and then kind of get to a couple cards from both a control perspective and like a stall. I like Fearfulness, so I do know the defense needs to be upgraded to where it can block a little bit better. I'm just playing this version to kind of show what you can do with orange. I like putting out deck ideas, even though they might be refined. They might not be exactly what I want them to be yet. I want to be necessarily comfortable playing this at a tournament just because I feel like it can block better. I'm not getting much use out of First Sacrifice. I really like Enosh, but it's taking a while to get him going. So there's a couple cards I could take out for more evil to help me block a little bit. So I do think I need Levi in here as well. I find myself constantly being able to get out an extra hero, and I can't because I get them all from my reserve. So we'll see. Just like I said, I like putting out ideas and deck builds that go very well together. I really like that demons to me always feel kind of end of timey, and then you have Genesis, so like a end of times defense and a beginning of times offense. Genesis and Demons, Sons of Jacob. I just kind of like it. I like how blue and orange plays together. And then the main thing is just the accumulator with Choke Seed and how fastly I can just draw a bunch if I want to. You can see I have the Violent Possessor tokens. I was playing around with different defenses. As much as I like the two possessed it just trying to do a little too much, and I'd rather just have a couple better blocks. Even though 2 Possessed is extremely good, choose the Rescuer, choose the Hero, and they can't play Enhancements is very strong. Or just going out to Restless Spirit and playing 2 Possessed. It's just a Unity Evil Characters Gospel, so I'd have to take out Fallen Spirit and Red Dragon, or Fallen Star, and if I take out Fallen Star and Red Dragon, then I bring in Possessing Spirit and just another Gospel Demon, and I still think that's really good. So just another version I might do. I probably wouldn't put it on my channel, though. It'd be too close to what I already have. So that's what's... Maybe I'll put it later out. I don't know. But you can definitely do full-on hand control with Possessing Spirit, Sordid Spirit. I have Shipwreck in here, like I said, because I don't have Possessing Spirit. I think that depending on how you play this deck, Shipwreck can come out between three woes. It's also... You're pretty much covered. So yeah, we have a couple of the speed souls, a lot of consistency pieces on our opening hand, and then just the big burst play with Choke Seed, and then a lot of consistency pieces on the offense. But it doesn't play like this crazy fast deck. It really does try to get the quick setup of Choke Seed, and then after that, it's really consistent pressure. So we'll go into it. I won't spend too much time on this video. Not because I don't want to, but because I've already shown this offense. And the defense it really does help get the offense going. Okay, so we have our souls. You always want to make sure, okay, what souls do I have? Because if I'm going to do like top decking from deck, am I just going to mess that up with darkness? Or am I going to, just don't waste a bunch of time on your end. So I know I don't need to do any sort of top decking. The fact that I have Jacob, I can put him down and still have 2 stars in my hand for numerous turn 1 is very good. So we're going to be searching, but then I'm probably going to lose my star. So all these things that got to go through your head. If I use Virgin Birth, then that top 6, like my top 6 cards, the one I take, has to be better than just the hero I'm going to get. And with Jacob, I get to go to my deck for a Genesis Enhancement. I can still play Numerous for 1. I can still show Choke Seed, potentially 2, depending on what I get with Virgin Birth. Or Lawless, if I have an evil star, which I don't think I do. I think that's my evil star. Prince of this World. So maybe like Darkness, I can take Prince of this World. Lawless, I can maybe... I don't think there's any other evil that have a star ability on it. Yeah. Oh, Driven. So maybe there's a way I can get some evil star cards for Numerous as the stars. But all these things have to go through your head, and you have to make your decision really quick. Jaden did a great job posting the kind of like the puzzle, and I was thinking it as well. John Early said it when he said, "I sure could I have gotten the appropriate answer, at least some sort of version of a right answer, or at least a good answer." He said, "I think I would have gotten to 4 Lost Souls," and if you haven't seen Jaden's puzzle, it was in Discord. It was really cool. In general chat, I believe. Just scroll up. It was just last week. Unless you're watching this video like a month or a year from now, then I'm sorry, but it was awesome. You should have been there. And John Early said, "But could I have gotten there in 30 seconds? No." So sometimes you need to make split second decisions. I guess immediately. That seems redundant, right? You got to make decisions quick, people. I can't even talk correctly, and I'm forced to make a decision all that quick. So I've been rambling on for a couple minutes talking about decisions, and I haven't even made one. So what I would do here, I think I would naturally play Virgin Birth. I think instinctually I would go to Virgin Birth, and is that always the correct answer? Josh Portraits would say yes. In this scenario, my only other territory class card is Numerous, which I would have to put down Jacob. and I would only have numerous for one, so I'm not necessarily sure. But it's a card game. There are still odds affected. Just because you don't statistically do the right choice doesn't mean it's not the right choice. That's weird, I know. But statistically, if I could keep Virgin Birth in my hand, I could play Jacob down, play numerous. I have 2 stars. Virgin Birth could be essentially turns into a hero. And when in reality, I have no clue what Virgin Birth is going to show. So let's go ahead and see our top 6. And I could take another star card to replace Virgin Birth for a 2 for 2. And Offering Your Son turns into Joseph Silver Cup. So I would be able to take Offering Your Son and then go to Joseph Silver Cup. Or if I go to Covenant with Noah, I could take a Genesis Human from deck that is a star, like a star card, for numerous as a stars. Plus, that's one extra hero I need. So in this scenario, and what do you know, Virgin Birth is always the right play. I would take Covenant with Noah. I could send this to the bottom of deck. And now we still have our Lawless and our Darkness. Now, if we remember what our top 6 were, which we rarely do, right? I don't know the exact order, but from a Lawless perspective, the evil cards, since we took one from the bottom, it would make Deafening Spirit move into the 5. And the thief, not the thief, but there was one other evil card. So, and I'll show you. So from a Lawless perspective, our targets, were Evil Spawn and Deafening Spirit. All I knew was there weren't cards that I wanted to reveal for Lawless, and then wanted to take one. I usually always Lawless myself, especially when I have a hopper. So that's when you're using your cards to your massive advantage to see them. Like if I get to Virgin Birth myself with Lawless, I get to know if I need to manipulate or what I'm getting. Or does Virgin Birth need to take something else to move that 6th card up one? That is very high level redemption. That's extremely high IQ redemption. That I say in order to get there, you don't need a high IQ. I don't have a high IQ. You need to know your deck, and you need to know how it interacts, and you just need to play games. And ask people questions when you play and you make mistakes. Don't go back and redo them. But definitely ask, like, what would you have done in this situation? When you're done with the game and you get whooped, ask them, like, hey, how could have I played this better? Or what could I have done differently? I joke about Jaden and Justin. Justin in particular. I love Justin. Good friends for a long time. We've had amazing battles. He usually gets the best of me, but I've bested him before, and afterwards he'll always say, well, had I done this, had I done this, had I done that? And I'm like, yeah, sure, had we played a different game. And we'll joke around, but I tease him because he's doing the right thing. He's saying, well, had I done this differently? I used to take that as, well, you're taking away from my victory. You're taking away from my win. You're saying you still could have won, and I'm saying, well, I could have done different things too. But that's an immature thought process on my end. What it really was is how Justin constantly gets better, and I think that's where Jaden learned it, and that's why they're 2 of the best players of all time. Is that when you lose, you're always learning something for your loss. I've done a whole video on this before, the art of losing. I've had a lot of people message me about that video and talk to me about it, but I think it's because the topics I go over in that video. So if you haven't seen it, go back. It's called The Art of Losing. But a key point is when you're done, do what Justin and Jaden do. Know the decisions that you made that cost you a block, that cost you a lost soul, that you screwed up your rescue. Go back and said, well, had I done this? And then make sure you're learning from yourself. So, with that being said, I knew that I went Virgin Birth. Think statistically that should be the right choice. Even though I have numerous as a stars in hand, it's okay. And then seeing that what the top 6 were, Also helped my Lawless, knowing that I should Darkness first. So from Darkness, we could go into, remember, we want to get Accumulator. Not only do we have Choke Seed, but we have Darkness and Lawless. So when I'm thinking of all these decisions in my head, what do I want? What board state do I want to get? What am I trying to get to? I want to get Accumulator out. I also want Restless Spirit. I like having a 2-1 with Choke Seed and Accumulator. So there's a couple things I can do here. But I have the Thief. So the Thief is automatically equals Restless Spirit. Takes a generic demon. So I could just go straight to Accumulator. Or I could go to Prince of this World and have yet another star card for Jacob. That would mean that I can take one with Covenant Noah. So I would put Jacob down, play Numerous. I would have whatever hero I grabbed with Covenant Noah. I would have Prince of this World, and I'd have Choke Seed. So I could have 3 heroes plus Jacob right off the rip. That's very, very strong. But then would I be able to block? Not sure. So you just got to think, what do you want? From a Darkness perspective, if I really like the idea of having all that star power, Numerous has the stars, or do I go the other star power? Do I go Fallen Star? Depends if I go first or not. And also it comes down to the board state. Sometimes there are no right or wrong decisions in the moment. You only find out it's the wrong decision later, but guess what? Your opponent did something differently based on what you did. So sometimes there aren't right or wrong decisions. There's no way to know. Don't beat yourself up. I still have games from Nationals where I'm like, man, I screwed that up. I still remember I was playing Brian Hake's son, and I screwed something up and should have had the win instead of a tie or a time loss or something crazy. Something crazy, like that's so crazy. Okay, so from the Darkness, Lost Soul, I don't really know what I want. If I want to grab a star, or if I want to grab the Fallen Star, if I want to grab Accumulator. I think we have enough to get the heroes we want turn 1. And I also think we are trying to get to our burst of Accumulator, Restless Spirit, Choke Seed. So I think the Darkness takes the Accumulator. I opt out on getting the Fallen Star. I opt out on getting another star for Jacob. I think that's okay. We'll go ahead and we have to shuffle. We'll go ahead and do Lawless, and we're revealing all top 6. And now I can take an evil card. Now that this is a no-brainer. I wish there was other cards in here to kind of explain. I like going over more in-depth redemption scenarios, but this really helps with my first block. Send to the bottom. Don't even worry about it. So now all of our souls minus Hopper's done. We'll send them Hopper. Good to go. Even if we can't go first, like if we couldn't go first, then I would have played the Darkness, or I would have played the Accumulator through the Darkness. You may take or play. I took the Accumulator, just assuming I'm going first. Just being my channel, I like to kind of just go first and keep talking and move on with life. But if I didn't go first, then I would need to know to play the Accumulator. Same with being able to play Priest of Zeus from deck, play the Fallen Star from deck. Like, there are territory class characters that you want to just go straight into playing. I would love an ability, a Lost Soul that's like reactivate a Lost Soul ability. What's that, Blink or something in Magic? Or we don't really like to do copies, but you could like put down the Lost Soul, copy it, play a Lost Soul from your deck. The Soul copies it. There's all sorts of different stuff. If only I designed cards. And then, so yeah, if it wasn't my turn and it was my opponent's turn, I would have played the Accumulator and I would have had my 7 tokens out. That way, when you attack, I could have gone the Thief to Restless Spirit and have Choke Seed. But that is okay. We are now done with our Lost Souls. And guess what? We're 20 minutes in. Hey, we're there, guys. If you're still here, thank you. And guess what? I just went straight into Covenant Noah without even knowing exactly what I'm going to. But I knew all I had was Jacob in my deck. Now, if I get the other star hero, then I can play Numerous as a Stars and have a couple to where I can go to. Being able to go Rebecca Jacob is very good, especially with Numerous, because I'm going to 2 other heroes. I do, and not only she's a star card, I think that's a very good start. So now I have 2 star cards. Yes, we could have had more, but that's okay. We put down Jacob, and we play Numerous, and we show 1, 2, right? Because Numerous is reveal any number of star cards from hand. I suspect there's not enough room for good. It looks like that would have just been 1 character over. It probably just went right back because the icon takes up a little bit more space than you'd think. Or it's just a little oversight, or it was like, hey, you know what? There's just not a lot of star cards in general, especially when this was made. It was in Prophecies of Christ. Or it's just like, you know what? It's Numerous as a Stars. So it makes sense if it's all your stars. Because some people asked, why is this not good? I don't know. I wasn't on the design team at the time. I'm just giving some points that go through my head. So we have two star cards. So we can take 2 human heroes from deck, discard pile, and or reserve. We can't go to reserve. We have nothing in our discard pile. Now remember, we have Rebecca. So we kind of want to go to Sad Hendrix. Like, that's very tempting because we get the draw 2 from Rebecca. We get the draw 3 from, I just say Sad Hendrix, from Eliezer. And so I suspect we just go straight to Abraham as well, because Abraham goes to 3 visitors, goes to Benjamin, goes to Joseph, but we don't have our ending piece. So I guess we wouldn't go to Joseph. We'd go to Naphtali, and that is completely fine. So I think we go Abraham, Sad Hendrix, and we're good here. Now, remember, we exchange. We have to know where our heroes exchange from. Card with Jacob from hand or territory, so be sure when you're just slapping characters down or keeping characters in hand, that's more of the move now, is you want to keep characters. It's always been kind of the move for higher level players. You want to keep characters in hand, but if you're exchanging, you want to make sure if you're playing an offense or a defense that exchanges, you need to know where your characters exchange from. So I know I can put down my heroes and just attack. Now I'm a little bit over my 90 seconds, I feel, maybe like 20 minutes over. But I feel like I've done a very good job being quick, knowing what my decisions are, and going to the cards that I'm going to. I'm just doing a full-on explanations. We give it a quick shuffle. Rebecca, I forgot we can't draw 2 off Rebecca because I don't have Judah. I like to convert. So the only patriarch we could convert is Jacob, and we can't. So we did whiff there. We did all this great explanation, and we whiffed. Now I can take a couple cards here. Well, I could take any enhancement in my deck because the way it's built, they're all Genesis enhancements. I'm a liar. The one that I want, I can't take. But depending on what they play, like if they're playing Brown, maybe I take an Age Descendant right away. Or, yeah, I really don't care other than that. I really like Forgiveness of Joseph up front. I knew when I made this card, I said Jay's going to love it. Jay was talking to me the other day, and he said, he asked, like, did you know Forgiveness of Joseph would be one of my favorites in the set? I kind of chuckled. It's like, yes, I actually did. He just needed it for Thieves at Nationals. But yeah, Forgiveness of Joseph kind of wrecks Thieves. Patriarchs have a really good matchup against just about everything but Herods, so you have to make sure that you can stop Herods or get around them, I mean. Okay, so we went ahead and we took what we were supposed to do is banned Eliezer first. That is okay. We still get the draw 3, and we get the ban to Abraham. We can underdeck a card from hand to draw 1. We have the Sordid Spirit, which means we have Restless Spirit. We could save Sordid Spirit later for our Beelzebub. I've always liked that play. Um, so if we have two ways to Restless Spirit, we're good. We really don't need that. We have everything else we feel like we need. I already have my Add to Battle. I have my Battle Winner. I have my card that draws, or that helps me with my draw, and have my card that draws. I have everything I need. Knowing I can go to Restless Spirit, I don't need Sordid Spirit, so I send to the bottom to draw one, and then I can ban to a Patriarch, who can negate opponent's neutrals. So I know I said I'd grab Ade's Descendant earlier, but don't need his Descendant when you got the big guy. And then I can search deck, but I don't need to because I know I have him right here. And then he may band to the 3 Visitors, 12 to 24 hero. So he bans and he can go to your Patriarch from deck. And then I always go Benjamin because I get the Lost Soul protection. And then I did draw into Naphtali. So I can shuffle, and then opponent may underdeck an evil card. If they do not, CBN enhancements. Opponent may underdeck an evil card in territory. If they do not, you may prevent the next. I had, what's his name in here? Nope, that's not it. Sorry if you saw that. What am I doing? I'm losing it. Yeah, Issachar. I really like having Issachar in the deck because turn 1, I just go Issachar to out of their hands. I keep going back and forth on Naphtali. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was Issachar. You know what they say, all those sons of Jacob look alike. So I thought that was Issachar. I just kept going through. But now I have CBN, prevent the next, but I don't have out of their hands. So if they have any sort of unsuccessful or scattered, then I lose. I like Issachar better. I like Naphtali. Oh, hey, what do you know? I'm at 49. So there you go. So yeah, usually that's Issachar, and I go right to out of their hands, and I pretty much win that first rescue. Now we want to put down the accumulator with our tokens. I played a lot, not a lot. I played with this defense last year before Nats. I do wish I showed it. I really like the orange with the tokens and the choke seed and how it plays. I was trying to gear up for Type 2, and I was looking at orange from a Type 2 perspective. I wasn't looking at it so much from Type 1, but I think this defense is extremely legit in Type 1. I think it is very strong. We'll put Gates of Hell over here. Now we're about to draw a ton, so we can put down the Thief, and we're good. So if they attack, and it's tough to see like this coming, but then again, I just do a bunch of videos and talk about it, but it is tough to see. Negate a good card in a territory. If it is a character or enhancement, you may discard a character in territory to take it. I can discard one of my tokens, and I can just take your character. I can negate your hand or deck protection, or I can negate your territory class character. I can discard a token and take it. That's very good. And then I can exchange. So depending on what you have out, I'll negate it, and then I will exchange. If I needed anything, like if I had initiative and needed another enhancement, like I can go to Evil Spawn, but I really don't. So I do the exchange. I can place I already negated a card in territory, so if you have any protection or anything, and I can start placing tokens on whoever you attacked with, whoever is in your territory. whatever it is to maintain initiative if you only have one hero. And I can play all sorts of tokens. From there, depending on what you have out, I can play Driven by Spirits because I can take an orange card from reserve or deck if you control a placed orange card. So I can take an orange card from deck. I can go to Deafening Spirit, but more than likely I just go to Fallen Star. And then if played in battle, you may underdeck a character. So I would underdeck your evil character more than likely, and this card, so it sends to the bottom. And then boom, I get my initiative back. And I play Choke Seed. I'm going to be honest with you, I did that the opposite way. I am sorry. So the way I play it is Choke Seed, and you may draw, here, quit screwing up, Tyler. You may draw X, which is number of your placed. For this scenario, I just placed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You may draw X from bottom of deck. The easiest way I do that is just drawing 4 from bottom. Oh, I forgot. If we draw a Lost Soul, you put it down and replace it. I think you replace it from where that Lost Soul was drawn. So this goes to the top, and I would draw another from bottom. Hey, what do you know? And now I get to place this on a hero. What I would do is I would place this on the hero in battle, and guess what? I'm still a 2-1, and now your enhancements used are prevented, and then I play my Driven by Spirits. I already got my Fallen Star, so I could just get an orange card here. Shuffle my deck, and then I can underdeck your character in battle. So I could have done the Thief, and I could do Driven by Spirits and underdecked 2 of your characters. I got a big draw. Tokens are out. Your hero's prevented. Now, I really don't need Offering Your Son. I only have 14 cards in my deck. It was turn 1, so I really don't think I need Offering Your Son. I have both Joseph Silvercup and Covenant of Noah, and I already used Numerous as the Stars, so I can just discard my Offering Your Son to draw 2 for Prosperity. I got the other Lost Soul. If put in play, you may... Oh, I skipped right over Virgin Birth. Oh, well. And I can underdeck a card from hand to draw 1. Yeah, I guess so, since I missed Virgin Birth, right? Just underdeck it, because I'm going to play Faith of Abraham. It's really nice, though, I'm going to be honest, when you have these Lost Souls with Gates of Hell, that I can just go like this, send to the bottom of deck to draw 1, and then I can reveal the bottom with Gates of Hell and pop Fallen Star out there. It's really nice. It's a net 1. You don't lose. Like, this is a net 0. You're just underdecking a card to draw 1, so it's still, you could look at it as a +1, but this is a true +1. What I should have done, I should have Virgin Birth, taken a card, underdecked Virgin Birth, and then underdecked Fallen Star, but I glanced over my stars. So from here, we go into our upkeep. Nothing from an upkeep perspective. And now we can play Covenant Noah or Joseph Silvercup. I have 11 cards in deck. I know I don't have Noah, so I can pop Noah out. I don't really need anything for Joseph Silvercup. Like, there's nothing I can think in my deck. Like, what would my top 3 be? Yeah, Noah. The only thing is getting to Doms, I guess. So I can take my Noah. We can put out Storehouse. Now at this point, we should be in a very good spot. I want to have more control. Like this should be more of a control deck. So, and what I mean by that is I want to have the Enosh out there early on, and so maybe Enosh needs to come into the main deck. Um, and I want to have like Babel. So maybe I bring in Egypt and Babel. Um, I'm not really sure. I want to limit what the opponent can do, like Confusion of Mind. Maybe Blindness comes in with Confusion of Mind. But I really want to limit what the opponent can do, negate their stuff, put a ton of control on them. Goshen's really good in this sense. It's just tough because I don't want to lose Faith of Abraham, so I opted to not play Goshen. Now from here, we know Jacob can go from deck or territory, so we kind of have all our stuff out. We have no protection from our heroes. We don't have a Ark of Salvation in here or Joseph's House to protect at least our sons of Jacob. So that's something we can consider. After that, we do have our big attack. Now we have also our character we can convert if we don't need Judah. We can go Rebecca. Judah can get flipped. Whoa. We can draw 2. Rebecca can go to exchange to Jacob. Jacob can get a Genesis enhancement. And Jacob can ban to a Patriarch. I get to draw 3, which is only a 2 because I maxed out my hand. Eleazar can ban to a Patriarch. He can ban to 3 visitors. He can exchange to Benjamin. Benjamin can exchange to Joseph. Joseph can ban to another guy. That's a lot of free card advantage. They would have to underdeck an evil card from hand, underdeck an evil card in territory, and I get Lost Soul protection. I can go ahead and just drop the big 2. They can't underdeck. The big thing is underdeck an evil card in territory. So that just means anything I place over there, they can do it. But so you have to have Restless Spirit out if you're playing orange control with characters like Issachar and Naphtali. You can just underdeck what they put in your territory. So make sure you keep that in mind. So now I have the control of the board and the hand a little bit. Really puts them in positions to where they have to think about what they do. More than likely, I would just use my Angel of the Lord. I don't like putting all my heroes down. I feel like I have to keep Noah in hand just in case they wipe heroes. I at least have protection with Evil Spawn. So these are 2 cards that I feel like I have to keep in my hand because Sordid Spirit can go to Beelzebub. I could put the rest down. I do have protection here, like I said. I want to get out at least Enosh or Simeon. What was my territory class? Oh, I never played it. So that should have came out earlier. That makes sense. That's just me talking again. Oh well. I don't think I need Tested by Joseph. So the other thing comes down to like battle winners. I have an Interrupt Reserve All and a Negate that also makes them force from hand. I really don't care to ban. I'm not really using Abraham's Descendant. If anything, this could come in for something else. Like the other ban that takes a Son of Jacob from reserve, I think is better. The reason Abraham's Descendant is in here is A, for the star, and B, for the star ability. I'm just not really using it much. So hands at 8. We do have Enosh out. We do have Fallen Star out. Our attack's very strong. We have our Add to Battle. We have a lot of big bad guys out there. If they do attack, I do have the Restless Spirit that can go straight to Destructive Sin. And more than likely probably just play like a Christian Martyr. I am okay with having a very quick high value block. But they get special initiative. So you just gotta, just depends. Like I can go straight to a Fearfulness depending on who they have. Or I just go Restless Spirit, grab Destructive Sin, and play Christian Martyr. I also have 2 negates to back me up. So there's a lot there. Orange has a lot of sneaky blocks. I am not even playing all of them. So depending on what they attack, I have plenty that I can do. and then we can go ahead and underdeck Driven by Spirits to get out like I don't think we have. I think we have one orange card in deck. Yeah, the Thief is what I was thinking. I really don't think we need to do any of that because we can draw if we want. Upkeep, Storehouse. Just kind of take the finishing blow, which whatever that is. We get to play first. We have out of their hands. We can play 3 Woes or Shipwreck on their hand protection. So at this point, I feel like full on control. We already did Son of God, Second Coming. We potentially could have gotten one at the very beginning. We had the Angel Lord. We go into battle. We have these big dudes. We play out of their hands. I get to play first off Abraham. If it's CBN, it's CBN based on Joseph. It's just really difficult to deal with. They have to negate Faith of Abraham. So, a lot there. And even if they do, I still have an interrupt, a negate, and I played out of their hands. So, very good offense, good control deck, very quick, very consistent. I'm not going to run through and do another because I spoke so much, but I did want to show orange-blue. I believe I posted like a 3-card different version on Discord. So here's the video. I think we're going to dive into Clay next. Clay likes its heroes, but we'll see. There's a couple builds I really like. I have hinted at the Moses to Zadok. I really like that as well, where you can just get Exodus card, like Moses grabs Exodus cards, Zadok negates everything, and you play like a Wilderness Clay offense, kind of like a split 50-50. You take 4 or 5. Like you have Phineas, Aaron, Moses, and then you have a couple other Wilderness White heroes, and then you have your the best of the best Clay priests, and then you have like 1 or 2 Clay priests in reserve, and you're just ripping through your deck like Moses and Mount Sinai. All your fortresses, like both fortresses, are in there to get out 1 Samuel hero and Exodus hero, and you can just pull out the heroes you need. Aaron can grab your Book of the Covenant. You're getting out covenants, and Moses is grabbing what you need, and then you're just going straight to Clay, and you have protection and negating. It's a really fun build. I just haven't played with it enough to do a video and feel comfortable. So that should be the next one. But I hope you all enjoyed. I think blue-orange is going to be a very popular deck. I also think you can swap out some of the blue and do the Patriarch, like Chariot of Fire that I have. And that gives you blue-orange with Gates of Hell and Chariot of Fire. That's very strong. It's very fun. So there's a lot of builds. And that also gives you Jonah and Fallen Star and Enosh to add to battles, and you're doing hand control. That's a very good build too. So I think there's a lot of strong builds out there. I love the current meta and how it's shaping up. I love that there's GOC offenses with IR defenses and vice versa, and just a mix of all sorts of stuff. Like this has some IR cards, some has mostly a GOC defense, brings in some IR cards, and all of a sudden it's a very strong conglomerate of blue cards that I really haven't really seen play. So, and you got cows. I love it, but I'm rambling on. I appreciate you watching. Once again, thank you all. Community's been great lately. I've said it before, I don't think Redemption has quote-unquote dead periods anymore. I think you're going to see less and less of that time frame of like the August, September. Hopefully I have some news on Roots very soon. That's going to be exciting. So, and that is going to shake up the meta even more, and we don't even have a meta right now. It is just shaping up, and we're about to dump 224 cards that people are going to be Willy Wonka going crazy to get these cards. So that's really exciting as well. So thank you, Chad. Thank you, Daniel, the creator. Put me on Land of Redemption. Also how great Land of Redemption looks. So thank you all. Hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you maybe later this week, maybe next. I don't know. See y'all.